Before we dive in, quick disclaimer. This isn't financial or tax advice. It's just one regular person sharing lessons learned and lessons still in progress. Now let's dive in. If you've ever tried to make faster progress with money and somehow ended up feeling more stressed instead of more secure, this video is for you. Because there's a strange moment that happens after people finally start getting their finances under control. They build awareness, they stop bleeding money, they create a little breathing room, and instead of feeling relief, they feel pressure. That's usually the moment where people decide they need to do more. More saving, more debt payoff, more restriction, more discipline, more rules. And that's when everything starts to feel heavy again. Up to this point in this series, you've done something most people never actually do. You've stopped guessing. You've stopped relying on motivation. You've built a basic system that works with real life instead of fighting it. You've created awareness, structure, a simple budget, a buffer, and a realistic way to deal with debt. That's real progress, and it matters more than you probably realize. Now the natural question becomes this: how do you move faster without breaking what you've already built? Because this is where people usually mess it up. They finally feel a little stable, a little hopeful, and they immediately try to accelerate everything at once. They want faster results. They want visible wins. They want to feel like all the effort was worth it. And in that rush, they add pressure instead of progress. Progress shouldn't feel like punishment. Here's the key idea for this video, and everything else builds off it. Speed in personal finance doesn't come from effort. It comes from margin. Margin is the space between what you earn and what you spend. When margin is small, every decision feels intense. Every unexpected expense feels like a setback. Every choice feels personal. But when margin grows, even slowly, progress starts to happen almost automatically. Most people think the way to create margin is to cut everything, slash spending, cancel all fun, white-knuckle their way forward. That approach works for about a month. Then life shows up, and the plan collapses. Now, if your debt is serious, you may need to dial back some of the fun for a while. That means fewer meals out and skipping the overpriced coffee on the way to work. This is where the decision has to be yours. Trading a $7 coffee for a $2 one, even temporarily, can add up to a surprising amount of extra money going straight toward your debt. Again, this is something you have to decide, but ideas like this should be considered. A better approach is to look for low-friction improvements. Small changes that free up money without making life miserable. One of the easiest places to find margin is in expenses you no longer notice. Subscriptions, auto renewals, old services you signed up for during a busy season and forgot about. Individually, they don't feel painful. Collectively, they quietly eat your progress. The goal isn't to cancel everything. The goal is to ask one simple question. If this charge disappeared tomorrow, would I actually miss it? If the answer is no, that's margin waiting to be reclaimed. Another overlooked place to create margin is timing. When bills are due matters. When money leaves your account matters. Sometimes simply aligning bill due dates with paydays reduces overdrafts, late fees, and stress without changing how much you spend at all. That's progress without sacrifice. Negotiation is another underused tool here. Not dramatic confrontations, simple conversations. Internet bills, phone plans, insurance premiums. These companies expect turnover. Asking for a better rate doesn't make you difficult. It makes you normal. Even small reductions, repeated every month, compound faster than one-time big wins. Income can help too, but only if it doesn't increase chaos. This is where advice often goes sideways. Yes, earning more money can speed things up, but not all income increases are equal. The goal isn't to hustle yourself into exhaustion. The goal is stable, repeatable improvement. Sometimes that's a raise. Sometimes it's overtime for a defined period. Sometimes it's a side income that fits your life instead of consuming it. The key question isn't, how can I make more money? It's, how can I increase income without increasing stress? Because income that comes with burnout often gets spent just as fast as it's earned. That's also how lifestyle inflation sneaks in. Not because people are irresponsible, but because life quietly expands to fill available space. When income increases and systems don't change, spending follows. That's why people can earn more than ever and still feel stuck. The fix isn't guilt, it's defaults. When money comes in, where does it go automatically? If extra income lands in checking with no plan, it becomes spending money. If it's automatically split, some to debt, some to savings, some to flexibility, progress happens without thought. Decide ahead of time what future money does, and you won't have to fight yourself later. Another way to move faster without burning out is by focusing on one lever at a time. People stall because they try to optimize everything simultaneously. Debt, savings, investing, spending, income, mindset, all at once. That's overwhelming. Instead, you pick one focus for a season. Maybe the season is about rebuilding margin. Maybe it's about accelerating debt payoff. Maybe it's about stabilizing cash flow. You don't abandon the other goals. You just stop forcing them to grow at the same pace. Progress doesn't require equal attention everywhere. Expectations matter here too. If you expect dramatic change every month, you'll feel disappointed. If you expect steady improvement over a year, you'll be surprised how far you've come. Money progress compounds quietly. It rarely announces itself. This is also why tracking matters, but only in the right dose. Checking numbers every day can increase anxiety. Instead, pick a rhythm. Weekly glance. Monthly review. Enough to stay aware without becoming obsessed. Quick pause here. If this series has been helping you think about money in a calmer, more realistic way, consider liking the video and subscribing. It helps more regular people find this channel instead of getting buried under guru content. The goal right now isn't perfection, it's momentum. If your system is stable, your margin is slowly growing, and your stress is lower than it used to be, you're winning, even if the numbers don't look dramatic yet. So here's your action step for this video. Pick one place where you can increase margin without increasing stress. One subscription. One bill timing change. One automatic split for extra income. One small lever. Don't stack 5 changes. Don't overhaul everything. One intentional improvement is enough to move you forward. In the next video, we'll talk about how to increase income or opportunity without wrecking your time or your sanity, and how to tell the difference between a real upgrade and a trap. Before you go, here's your bonus tip. Bonus tip: when progress feels slow, measure it monthly, not daily. Daily tracking creates anxiety. Monthly tracking shows momentum. Most people quit because they're watching the wrong time frame. Just thought of this tip too. When you get a raise at work, put the extra amount from the raise into savings. You're already used to the income before the raise, so you won't even notice a change. That's it for this one. See you in the next video.